Hello everybody, and welcome to our new series on The Banner Saga. And before I get into this, if I sound a bit down, it's because the day I'm recording this, I was laid off from my job. Wasn't anything I did, it was just... they needed to trim the fat, and decided that I was that fat that needed trimming. Not sure what I'm gonna do from here, but I'll figure something out. But anyways, on to the Banner Saga. From what I have seen of it, because, I had to do some audio testing for the first little bit. Speaking of which, before I forget, as I ask with any episode, or starting any new series, if there's anything that seems too loud or too quiet, please let me know down in the comments below. These are my current audio settings. So yeah, if anything's too loud or too quiet, please let me know down in the comments below. I'll do what I can to fix it. But yeah, from what I've seen, it is a story-heavy driven game where choices are very important. I have no idea of the story. I'm going into this pretty much blind, and it also seems to be a turn-based grid combat, which you guys know how much I like that. Anyways, let's get into the game. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredgedeep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli meðal vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Komið í höfnina miklu! Skýst ég leyfa oss að byggja!
All of an entrance. Okay, time for our first fight. You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the checkmark to continue. And yeah, this is basically going to be combat. Like I said, I've only got a taste for it with this one fight because I didn't want to go too far in my audio testing. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. Movement happens before action. This ring shows your shield banger is active. Blue tiles around him show where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The Horned Allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Click on the tile you want to move, then click the checkmark to confirm. Move your shield banger here to get him into attack range. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Ally tiles are blue, the enemies are red. Target this enemy now by clicking his tile. You can choose to attack either the enemy's strength or break his armor. The numbers beneath each icon, 2 and 5, show the damage you will do to that stat. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. So, it's not only your health stat, it's also your attack stat. The lower that gets, the closer you are to death, but also the less damage you do, and thus the less effective you are. Attacking his armor will reduce how much, well, obviously reduce how much armor he has, but also increases the amount of strength damage he takes. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. Like I just said, the enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Click the fest now to attack strength and then confirm your choice. If you're wondering how it is, this is our strength, both damage and health. Armor blocks damage. This is willpower. We'll learn more about this in a little bit. Exertion, amount of willpower you can use on any given action. Again, we'll learn more in a little bit. Break is the amount of direct damage you can naturally do to an enemy's armor. So, we do 9 damage. He has 4 armor. So we will only do 5 damage, but that is all we need to do to kill him. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. After taking action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you are outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of those enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By clicking on gold tiles, a character can move further than usual. Yeah, don't know if you noticed, but when we moved our shield banger into position, because part of his movement required touching 2 gold tiles, he used up 1 willpower. Let's see. By clicking on gold tiles, the character can move further at the cost of willpower. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemies show how close you'll have to be to get to be in attack range. Move your Warhawk into attack range now. And because he's got 2 exertion, I can use 2 willpower per action. Or is it per turn? Or on any given action. Alright, standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access his ability. Clicking your character's tile will bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. Click the purple ability icon now. The ability description appears in the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest will allow him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy, then confirm your choice. And because of how much strength he has, he's going to do a ton of damage. Despite their armor. That made quick work of the chieftain. That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there's only 1 enemy left, players enter Pillage Mode. During Pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Looks like the chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the chieftain's tile to attack. Click the fist, and then the stars above the fist to add willpower. The number of stars available each turn is determined by your exertion stat. Because he only has one, he can only increase it by 1. But that's all he needs. You'll see the damage number go up as you add willpower. Click a star, and then the green checkmark to kill this enemy.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Seems what was once a collection run has now become helping this guy stay on his throne. Also, I just realized I forgot to start my timer. Give me 1 second. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Don't know why I'm going slightly Irish/Scottish with that one, when this is clearly Norse. What did you have in mind? Scalfings, that you didn't hack up at the Great Hall, scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace down by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. See, yeah, that's all controls for the controller, but I'm going to be using mouse. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Hod, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Skullfing's chieftain bled out an hour ago, Hod. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Eric overturns his flimsy table, scattering Hod's assortment of junk across the ground. Gods, Eric, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Skullfings? Nobleman, up by the east wall, but that was months ago, last I know. Hod skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? They look good. Better than that black and yellow you had. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Hod, but he used to be a Skullfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a meat hall? Best I can tell. The name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Alright, no other options? Let's head for the meat house. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out. Ready? You're walking through the front door? They ran to a meat house. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Skulfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. And we're going straight into another fight. Yeah, we get to decide where everyone is. Let's put our Warhawk here. We'll probably have him run into this group and try and Tempest them. Hopefully it'll be able to take out at least a fair amount of them. Yeah, I'd say we're ready. We'll send our shield banger in this way with Eric to back him up. Valgard can back up our Warhawk. Gunulf. I'm probably going to take a while to learn names. I was hoping for more of a fight than this. Look at them. It's going to be butchery. Alright, I'll have him move over here, get into good position. Stonewall. Stonewall blocks damage to strength and armor for 1 round. Well, I don't need that right now. And remember, these guys alternate. Let's rally. Gives willpower to allies at any range. Huh. Gives 2 willpower to an ally at any range. Alright, well, let's be careful with our combat, just to be certain. Let's see, what's an ability you have? No ability. Let's see. When hit by an adjacent enemy, counterattack for arm damage. Alright, well, I'm gonna get you moved in to act as our tank. Alright, Gunulf, you get in here. And let's go for a Tempest to hit multiple. Oh, wait. I'm only gonna hit one of them. Dang it. Alright then, let's just go for the attack. Warhawk. Got an achievement for that for some reason. Defeated enemy with a Warhawk. Okay. Gonna have to use some willpower to get him in close, but so be it. Got plenty. Can only do 4 damage, so break his armor first. Why am I only doing 1 damage to armor? Yeah, probably because these two have banded together. Huh. Just gonna have to go for damage and try and kill him as soon as possible. Okay, let's try and go for a Tempest on these guys. There we go. Alright, finish this guy off. Kill one with a Raid Master, I'm guessing. And this fool has abandoned his buddy to die. Well, sort of. Do I dare go for another Tempest? But I'd hit my friend, and I don't think that'd be a good idea. No. Yes. Break the armor, and then we'll kill him next turn. He's gonna be moving next. He's probably gonna attack Gunnulf. There's not much I can do about that. Or not. He's gonna be an idiot. Pillage. Oof. Gunnulf got pretty beat up here. Not gonna lie. Achievement, Raidmaster. Defeat an enemy with a Raidmaster. Defeat an enemy with a Warhawk. Promotion, tempered by blood, pain, and resolve. Gunnulf has gained a promotion. I really wish those would stay on screen for longer. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to wash off his blood. Off this blood. Eric is looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of long ships is approaching with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir. Next for Varl King's ship, last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Things makes a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrive. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? Fine, what is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeeper a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down the docks. Oh boy. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid, old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Your under demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it. This guy just keeps getting Mike Wazowski'd. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay. Sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. King of men, or someone on his behalf. King's whelp. King Sung Luden. You know Scrivener. Don't you know Scrivener? You visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I had almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have a distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand, and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but... let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is, the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Moger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I am heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm out to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? Good boy. Weariness suddenly sets in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Okay. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. I hope I didn't have to make a choice there. Guards blink at the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Varl historian. Aha, don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you are uncertain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Vognir came to our capital in Arborang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men in Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Yikes. Something tells me he's a bit spoiled. Okay, good. We can still hang out with Hakon. Scrivener. You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but he rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Or but rarely sees this many. Went straight for a flagon. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. Ugh, speaking of drink, I need one. I haven't done this much talking in a game in quite some time. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yox fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds. Known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Sounds soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. And I think that is where we are going to end this episode off here for today, because we are just out of time. So, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw link to vote for our next Let's Play. Also, don't forget to let me know down in the comment section below if anything about the audio is too loud or too quiet. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.